Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another episode of Did You Know featuring Syndra. A quick note that I will be starting to stream once again this coming Monday, so if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. But without any further ado, let us jump straight into her abilities. Did you know that grabbing a sphere with Syndra's W will reset its duration from the moment it is grabbed, back to the original 6 seconds? The duration that her W can hold a unit in the air is actually 5 seconds. Here are a lot of really cool things about her W. If an enemy champion is teleporting to their minion and you grab it with your W and throw it away, they will still teleport to the initial location of the minion when they casted the teleport, and it does not matter where you drag the minion or where you throw it. Syndra's W can pick up pets such as Shackle Box, but if you pick it up before the fear effect has gone off, it will auto-fear you while you are holding it. However, Syndra's W cannot pick up things like Wards, Champions, Baron, Dragon, or even things like Champion Companions, which includes Shackle's clone or LeBlanc's clone. Similarly to how Syndra's W interacts with Shackle's box, if she picks up Tibbers and holds it beside her, she will continually take that small AoE damage that Tibbers gives off. Picking up pets with Syndra's W will not reset their timer, meaning that if you pick up a Yorgul that's about to die off, it will not reset the timer back to full, it will actually just die in the normal time that it would have if it was just left alone as usual. Picking up Zara's plan seems to be quite glitchy, so first of all, you obviously can pick them up, and second of all, as you see in this video, it doesn't fly to where I initially pressed it, and also as you throw it, the plan seems to kind of glitch around, standing in one spot for a while before actually finally attacking. If Syndra is holding something with her W and decides to teleport somewhere or back to base, it will automatically drop whatever she is holding. If you pick up the blue golem and throw it, it will actually refund you 10 mana and decrease the cooldown on your W by 1 second. Very interesting stuff. Similarly, if you take the red lizard and throw it on an enemy champion and hit them, it will actually proc the red buff effect on them, a very interesting thing as well. For Syndra's W, if your sphere and minions or monsters are all stacked on top of each other, it will usually auto-prioritize your ball over anything else. Dark Sphere is one of the few spells that has no cast time, meaning it can be used when Syndra is running around and it will not halter. This is partly what makes her laning phase extremely good. Syndra's passive is considered useless until at least level 9, which is the earliest level at which you can get one of her skills maxed out, therefore gaining benefits from her passive. Using Scatter of the Weak, which is her E, on a sphere into a bush will reveal anyone that is hit for the stun duration. Syndra's ulti acts very interestingly. Rather than being considered just one whole big spell, each single ball that hits a target with her ultimate is considered a spell in itself. This means things like Muramana or Spellvamp will work extremely well. Since her ulti makes each sphere that you throw at an enemy champion consider a single target spell per sphere, this means that Spell Shield will only block one of the spheres and the rest of them will still hit the target. Also, similarly to how her W acts, using her ultimate on a target will refresh the sphere durations back to 6 seconds. Don't forget that Syndra's Q, similarly with things like Karthus Q, has a very small time frame before it actually does damage from the moment that you cast it. Keep this in mind when trying to hit your enemies and predicting their movement. Alright guys, let us jump into some really cool facts and lore about Syndra. Did you know that Syndra was designed by someone named Medler? Apparently, Syndra was originally named Sim. Syndra and Evelyn both have the same voice actress who actually remains to be anonymous. Syndra is the first champion to be able to manipulate minions and neutral minions to deal damage to the enemy champions. Her dance is based off of Girls' Generation or SNSD''s song Hoot. She is the third champion that Riot rated 100 on the difficulty scale, others being Cassiopeia, Orianna, and Draven. However, she was originally set to 90 on her release. All of Syndra's abilities, when maxed, grant an upgraded visual effect. Let's take a quick look at the differences. Her Q ability when maxed becomes darker, and also you can see that it cracks the earth whenever she casts it. Her W gains a similarly colored, larger shockwave and energy trail that follows the thrown spheres and looks really cool. Her E ability gives her similarly colored energy waves and electric jolts when used. And finally, once you max her ultimate, the 3 orbs flying around her have a change in appearance. Syndra is the second champion that is speculated to be omnipotent, the other being Xerath, though both are apparently limited on their power. This is backed up with her quote,
"My potential is limitless."
She is apparently the second of the 3 dark-themed Ionian champions, the others being Varus and Zed. She also shares a light-themed skin with Varus and Aatrox. Here's some lore about Syndra. When she was young, she apparently kept growing in power drastically until she joined a remote temple due to the elders of her village being scared of her power. There, her mentor sealed her power back until she can control it, and Syndra felt the progression of herself halting and questioned the mentor why this is happening. He told her that he actually did limit her power and he would be forced to nullify her magic completely if she could not control it. Syndra ended up killing him in frustration and got her freedom even though her power is still limited, and claimed her former prison as her stronghold. This is what makes her a dark-themed Ionian champion. Syndra seems to resemble Sindel of Mortal Kombat. Her helmet also seems to look like the one worn by Midna from Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Justicator Syndra is what she could have looked like if she embraced the Ionian Elder's teachings, since she looks like a good person there based on the color scheme and the feathers used. Also, in each sphere, if you look closely, you can see something similar to a mantle of decorum, which is Ionia's highest decoration given to the most worthy and respected people, which you can also see in people like Aurelia and Karma, who have this mantle floating behind their head. Syndra is the second champion next to Vayne to have quotes whenever she levels up an ability. Syndra and Karma both share a quote.
By force of will.
By force of will.
Apparently, Syndra's joke,
And they said I lacked balance. Ha!
is a double entendre, which means it has two meanings, an obvious one and a more subtle one. In this case, as she is saying her joke, she is bouncing on her spheres, which is the first obvious meaning, but it also refers to her lore, where the elders kept trying to get her to balance her power. Alright guys, that unfortunately does mark the end of this episode of Did You Know featuring Syndra. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to throw in a like, write a comment down below on who you want to see next, and also maybe share this with your friends. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will begin streaming once again on the Monday, and I will be preparing 4 sub wars that I will be doing with Trick2G, so if you're interested in that, definitely tune in to the stream, subscribe, and in about a week or two I will begin sub wars, and everyone that's subscribed to me on Twitch will be able to participate. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.